Hey there, it's Big Tony over here at Natchi, coming at you with a little live commentary gameplay. 3 back-to-back live matches. It's all just going to hit the fan here, guys. You're going to see the good, the bad, the ugly, and the ugly can be my gameplay. Oh, get back, get back, get back, get back. Oh my gosh, I almost got wiped. Oh, I thought I was going to get wiped out right there. Oh my gosh. That's... Ooh, phase shift, phase shift. We got a good target right over there. Get him right there. There's a kill. Let's go ahead and get my shield back. We're going to talk a little bit today about the economy. And of course, before we get into the economy, you saw it pop up on the screen. If you guys use the War Robot store, please consider using my creator code, Big Tony Natchi. I get a little bit of a kickback on that if you make purchases of D-Gems or other resources over there. And that helps me put together better content for the channel because things aren't cheap today, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about is the expense of the game. We're talking the economy a little bit. So let's go ahead and drop right in on this. Looks like we're smacking on this guy right here. Let's go ahead and talk about the economy. The economy right now is absolutely tough to deal with. I mean, seriously. We're talking... Let's shoot these guys from down here. Hi, how's it going? Oh, he just dove right underneath it. But the economy right now is really, really tough to deal with. And I gauge it on, a couple factors. But let's go ahead and talk about the big glaring one, which was the operations passes. Now, I used to get a lot of my resources through the operations passes, which used to be, you get it 4 times a month. And now it is, it cranked down to 1 time per month. And, it cut down the amount of resources you could get from it by at least, 70%. I mean, it was absolutely atrocious. I mean, we're back up to, we're going to be running like 2 operations passes a month, 2 cycles of it instead of 4. But it's still cut down to the point where it's hard to come up with the resources to build stuff. Even as a content creator, and I'm a small change spender. I do not spend, massive amounts of money on the game. I spend a little bit, but I really can't spend the hundreds and hundreds of dollars like other people do. So that to me is one of the big tests for me is, how can I build stuff? And it's been tough. So definitely the economy needs to change. And one thing that kind of kicked me off is I was trying to build a second drone. One because I want one for my Lio, and I want one for my. Ooh, I thought I was going to get in on him, but come on back here! He's so beat up. But I was trying to build a drone, one of the new Apo or whatever it's called drones, and I tell you what, I was looking at the you can hardly get the microchips to level up a drone these days. And that is, really tough. And I could only find, I had to buy 2 cheap drones in the store for $3.99 to get myself 300, extra microchips to be able to put together, my drones. And that's really tough when that's all you can get, and especially if you purchase in on, you can maybe put together another 400 in a given month if you purchase both rounds of the current operations passes as they sit now. And that is, seriously, that's tough. That's a guy who's actually spending a little bit. I don't want to think, I don't even want to think about some poor guy who's free to play trying to build drones out here. That's just insane how cranked down it is. So, it's just the economy right now. Let's just call it what it is. The economy right now is kind of garbage, and it needs to change. And we're going to talk about in the next match here what this economy is spurring people into doing. So 11 kills, 1 beacon cap. This right here is kind of a risk. See, I basically ran 1 bot. In my 3rd match, we're going to talk about the next coming meta and why I think it's going to be problematic. So let's go ahead and let's hop into our next match here. The economy, really needs to change. They need to bring 4 of the operations passes back, not just 4 individual operations passes, but 4 cycles of the operation passes, a weekly one. Right now, I think they do only like 1, or it was just 1 a month, longer, but with less resources. And now it's 2 with a little more, but not even close to what it used to be. And they're doing that for ease of delivery, more than likely, or to crank it down to make you spend more. And it's just brutal, and it's causing what I think is a spiraling problem in the game. And let's go ahead and jump into it. We're going to talk hackers. That's what we're talking about here in the second match, is hackers. And hackers aren't just, people out there who, just don't want to spend on the game, so they're, let's, how am I get on this beacon? There we go. Are just, they just want to get an advantage in the game, but don't want to spend for it. No. Hackers actually, are kind of a what I consider a litmus or a test of the economy, because when people can't get stuff in the game, effectively and at a price that is, reasonable, they will resort to other methods of getting their items to get their power in the game. And that is kind of what we got going on here. We've had just an absolute explosion of subtle hackers. And part of that is due to the fact that, people just are not spending on this game because it's the economy is so cranked up and just absolutely atrocious right now that it's just really hard to justify doing anything but that. So that's kind of a problem, because then when people, when the hackers flourish, no one wants to spend on the game, and then right after you have something like that going on, let's go. I'm gonna get tanked out here. Let's phase shift, drop the turret. People don't want to spend on the game, so at that point, because of all the hackers, so then they have to crank the economy back. And trying to play and comment and be philosophically deep sometimes is a little difficult, but the hacker problem, it's cyclical. It really feeds in on itself, because the more hackers you have, the less people want to spend, which means Pixonic has to tighten the economy more, and that causes, people, it just creates more of a cycle of people then say, the economy's getting tight, I'm going to hack more. Even if I was considering going back to being a not hacker, someone might say, they're not going to go back, because it's like, why should they, when the economy keeps getting worse and worse, and that was the reason that started them hacking in the first place. So, it's just a really bad cycle. And I think that's why you're starting to see now, they're really starting to push, they want to get de novo anti-cheat for Android up. They've tested it, they're on PC, and they're still PC hackers, but the number of PC hackers, at least from my experience, has gone down. And they need to do this exact same thing and get it out for Android. ASAP. This is like an emergency situation. Get that on the deck and get it running now, because honestly, no one's going to spend a dime on this game until they do get that going. And once they get it going, and at least, let's say they knock down 50% of the hackers out there, at least at that point, we can, they can maybe loosen the economy up, give us some stuff back, give us the availability to, get stuff and build your hangars back in a way that is, profitable for them, but not so impossible for us that it just makes life, miserable. Because right now, I'll be brutally honest, for a free-to-play player, this, I can see this game, a lot of people just get really frustrated. Either they give up or they go hack. And honestly, that's Pixonic has caused their own problem here. But I think, they're focusing on de novo now, so I'm hoping they're kind of seeing the light there. They need to get, this game under control if they want to keep it flowing and they want to keep making a profit out of it. So let's see if we can just chew this guy up a little bit. Oh my gosh, I tell you, that Mauler is still absolutely brutal. So we covered the economy. The economy's kind of in a, let's just say it's in the garbage can right now. And we're talking about, hackers. Now hackers have actually been cyclical in the game that are actually, you know, the economy is causing hackers. The hackers are then causing less spending in the game, and then that causes people to hack more, and it's just cycling down, and that's deterring new players. It's deterring old players. It's really running people off the game. So that's kind of where we're sitting at. We're kind of in a spiral, but I think Pixonic has actually made a step in the right direction by let's get Android de novo out there, and then after that they'll have to get iOS up there because there are iOS hackers, and it needs to be addressed. I mean, they all need to be in the game. So let's keep our fingers crossed that happens, because knock the hackers down, maybe the economy will loosen up, and we can get back to a game that is a little more, a little more fair to the, the standard player, not just the big spender. But so I'm not going to sit there and tell you it's all going to be, sunshines and unicorns here, because I can tell you right now, this game has always been a little bit on the money hungry side, and that's going back to the original Dash bot era, when the first real pay to win bots hit the battlefield. Oh, you're a dirty dog. Yep, there's a problem right there, and there they are right there. They're tag team together. And that is what we're going to talk about now. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the next meta and why it's going to be problematic. Right now, this meta is tough. Leo, Nuo, when they link together, or multiple link together, kind of reminds me of the old days of the Ares trains where they used to shield each other just to shoot. This is kind of the same thing. These are just, like right there. I'm smacking on that guy right there, and I couldn't quite take him down. Okay, he was on his way down, but normally if I smack a Leo in the air, like that right there, I'm doing little to no damage. And see, that's problematic. And I'm using one of the better meta sniper builds. Let's go ahead and run it on this guy here. Look at this. Boom, 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 boom. I hit this guy, don't do anything. That's a problem. The meta right now is too powerful. It's too potent. It's really, really, really needing to tone down. And I think they're going to have to nerf it. I mean, seriously, they're going to have to nerf this if they want to, not just run people off the game. Like, builds like that right there are just, and I'm running one too because I'm in Champion League, and they have to survive in Upper Champion League, you have to fight fire with fire. So that's what I'm running. But as you can see, I wasn't linked to anyone. I didn't have a big team behind me doing that, so it really, really tanked me out really quick, whereas I could barely do any damage to him. So the current meta is way too over the top. Kind of like when the Fafnir meta was out. I mean, look at that. I mean, seriously, I can't do any damage to that guy. And yes, part of it, that guy up there he's not a hacker. That is just flat out, the current meta. The current meta is way too over the top. Look, I'm smacking this. Oh, there we go. Fine. I'm gonna get him. There we go. It looks like I think his connection broke, and that gave me a chance to do a little damage. Oh, drop, phase shift. Oh my gosh, I didn't even get the ground. Really, those Leos and Nuos are really only hit on by, Titans, basically. Basically, it takes a Titan to kill one of those things. And yeah, it's just, oh man, that is going to be, it has to be nerfed, because we have an upcoming meta which I think is going to be really, really, really problematic. We're going to have this new sword bot, which I'm excited to play. I think it's going to be fun, but it's going to be so overpowered. I think it's going to be a nightmare on the battlefield. And of course, that's kind of the bread and butter for Pixonic is, having those type of just nasty, overpowered builds. Let's get this guy a little love here. They'll run smack right into my turret, and my turret will just chew him to pieces. There we go. But the sword bot, I think, is going to be problematic. And we've been looking at the new Flying Titan that I think is going to be the flying version of the Nuo in the Lio. That's basically what it's going to be. And I already can see that, we have, the Leo and the Neo are already way too strong as it is. I can't even imagine how a Titan with that ability is going to affect gameplay on the battlefield. I think it's going to be brutal. I think the next meta is going to be probably one of the most brutal metas that we have ever seen in this game. That's my prediction. I think it's going to be, I mean, right now the meta is tough. I mean, it is brutal. I think the upcoming meta is going to be worse. I couldn't even get him on the ground. Let's go ahead and drop this. Let's get a few kills with this at least. Maybe, maybe not. Boom, there we go. Okay, here we come, here we come. It's good tough mode here. Just going to kind of bounce around a little power here. I'm not going to use my special ability until I drop below 1 million. I just want to get up into this guy's... Yeah, now I'll do it. Now we're just going to stand on this guy. I'm going to take the assist. That works. Let's go ahead. We're all just kind of circling around here. Let's see if we can get a shot. I'll take the assist. We'll take that. I'm using the Frederick Mothership. Okay, at least we're heading in the right direction. We were kind of I think we were going to be heading towards a loss right there. But we were able to thin out the Leos and the Neo. The Nuos and the Lios kind of exited the game. So that really helps us. Ooh, no. Let's get over here. We got a Titan sitting on that right there, so we're good. Oh my god, we got someone coming our way. I need some. Oh, get behind cover. I can't, I'm blocked up. But, like I'm saying, next meta, brutal. I think it'll probably be one of the toughest metas we've seen in the game. I mean, I could be wrong, because I've seen some builds that came out and I thought they were going to be monsters, and it just didn't work out that way, but... Oh my gosh, get myself set up here. Oh yeah, we got Black Jad over there. Black Jade. Let's go. I lost a weapon. Get range. Come on over here. I want to kill. Oh, back. Get myself set up. Oh my gosh, what do you guys think about the next meta? Do you guys think it's going to be a little over the top? Do you guys think it's going to be dealable? What do you guys think? And I've thrown my 2 cents out there, and we've covered a lot of topics today. I tried not to be ranty about it, but I digress. This game needs a little help right now. And I don't mean new bots, new weapons. I mean, this bot needs an economic overhaul. Ooh, oh my gosh. I got slaughtered right there. Okay, there's only one left and we're down to the end. 3 back-to-back matches. We had fun. I've got a little aggressive at the end right there. And we had some fun gameplay. But let's just, in a nutshell, cover the whole thing one more time. The economy, tough shape right now. Really, really too tight. Needs to change, needs to be brought into scope with the reality. And of course, hackers need to be controlled so you can loosen up the economy. So Denuvo needs to activate as soon as possible. The next meta is going to be brutal. Get ready for it. Think things in the past. Shock train meta. If you went back to the Ares train, just think about how tough things are going to get here in the next month. And yeah, the current meta is beastie, but the next one I think is going to be worse. Alrighty guys, time to bail out here. Hope you guys liked it. It was a fun one. I had fun playing games. I didn't run into a lot of hackers today. That is a positive. Alrighty guys, time to bail out here. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications. That way you know when I'm dropping it. Stay safe and healthy guys. Watch out for each other. And I'll catch you on the battlefield.